All right, welcome back to JVTB2, where I eat spaghetti and I talk about movies. I'm hungry, sorry. Anyway, somebody had asked me a while ago to do some slasher throwbacks reviews in my own J way, of course. J way sounds like a gay way. They go hand in hand. Who knows? I did a review of Prom Night, and then it got me thinking about. I love slasher movies, but one that not started it all. That was Halloween, pretty much. One that kicked off one of the longest running horror franchises ever. That's right, you see it in the title, Friday the 13th. But I want to do a review specifically of the first Friday the 13th. So if you don't know what the story is, many, many years ago, in 1957, I think it was, or something like that, there's two counselors who at the beginning of the movie are murdered while having the quickest sex you've ever seen in your entire life. They're at a campfire, because everybody's at a campfire. You know, that's not what camp counselors do. I went to sleepaway camp. Camp counselors, they really do fuck. They stay in their big air-conditioned cabin and smoke joints. They don't sit around a fire singing folk songs. And they rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. And then just match eyes over the fire. This is what happens at the very beginning. So, of course, they run hand in hand, just skipping, and they run up to, like, the top of a barn, and they start, I think trying to fuck. I don't know what's happening exactly. Like, she has her top undone, he's squeezing a tit, maybe that's the first thing that's ever happened to him. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes in. There's a big POV shot, like, somebody comes walking in, and all of a sudden the girl's like, somebody's here, oh my God. And the guy gets up with practically his dick out. He goes, we weren't doing anything. I just thought you were trying that new yoga position. Well, fuck me. I'm sorry. I didn't think you were being dirty sluts up here in the... You should have been watching kids. Anyway, they get killed. The girl screams. Credits roll. Friday the 13th. And then we meet the characters, who I may or may not remember all of their names, so please forgive me. But one of them is Kevin Bacon in one of his first movie appearances. Not his first. I think it was Animal House or something else, but pretty noticeable performance. Noticeable. He barely did anything. I mean, he proved he could talk and read lines in that movie. And so there's a girl who's named, I think there's Annie, who's going to be the cook. Everybody has these positions at the camp. There's Annie the cook, who's on her way to Camp Crystal Lake. And there's Alice, who I guess they're all touched lightly on their character arcs, what they're supposed to be. She sketches, and she can hammer a nail and like fix a gutter and be leered at by the creepy Mr. Christie, by the way. Mr. Christie is the camp owner. There's Alice. There's Marcy. I think there's Ted, who's just, he's the wacky guy. He comes out with he tries to shoot a bitch with an arrow, like near her, and thinks it's funny, and she laughs. There's Brenda, who's about 40 years old, but we're supposed to believe she's 20. That's fine. There's, the usual cast of characters. This little slut, Marcy, who's just going to, she's going to get her panties off, and we're going to see her naked eventually. Her and Kevin Bacon, just a horny couple. Like, ooh, we want to do it. We're just do it. Alice is the good girl who can sketch. Did I mention she can sketch? That's how she's good, And Mr. Christie is a camp owner who's he looks like the biggest 70s porn star you've ever seen in your life. And he's just, like, one of the first scenes with him and Alice, she's like hammering something, and he's holding a position. He's totally checking her out. And then she comes down, and we gotta love her mushroom haircut, by the way. She's the biggest mushroom 80s haircut you've ever seen in your life. She comes walking down, and he kind of just touches her face, really like creepy Me Too, like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, stop doing that. That's weird. And it never goes further than that, but he totally would have raped her. I'm just saying she should have watched herself. She should have been like, Mr. Christie, yeah, he's going to be around this whole time at the camp. I need to lock my door. Listen, if you guys, my friends, want to like get to know me, let's do a secret knock. That's not him, because he looks kind of rapey. Whatever. So, and then of course there's Annie, who's the cheery girl, who's, she has a big backpack, she's got a smile on her face, she pets a dog, and she asks directions to Camp Crystal Lake, and the whole diner where she asks is like, and they're like, they're gonna open that place again? Cue to leave right there and then. Like, what do you mean? A lot happened there. There's been a couple fires set there, The water supply was poisoned. And weren't there 2 kids murdered back in 57? Oh, really? There was? Okay, can I use the payphone? Because I gotta tell these people, fuck you for not telling me this, I'm not coming. You would have thought that, but no. So she's like, oh no, yeah, I'm going over there. I'm the cook. I can like bake beans and heat things up, kind of, sort of. I mean, they're not paying me anything. I'm just kind of hot. That's what I'm going to do. So finally, a big, really oversized trucker who's really gross looking comes up and is like, I'll give you a ride. And she thinks that's a great idea. Dumb. She's a dumb chick. So, and it turns out he's okay, but stupid. She gets in his rig and he starts telling her, he's like, quit the job. People have been murdered there. The water supply has been poisoned. There's been weird fires over there. Something's going on there. 2 kids were killed there back in like 57. Murdered. Counselors were like, don't go. And she's like, you. I'm sure you're being just, overprotective like a father. I never had a dad. That's why I'm doing all these bad decisions. So, eventually he's like, okay, bitch, fine. She hops out of the truck. She starts walking. She's just happy. Walking. All of a sudden, Wrangler starts like pulling up behind her. And she's like, oh, I'll hitch another ride. It'll be fine. And, somebody does pick her up. You don't see who it is. She hops in. She starts babbling about how she wants to help children. She loves things. And pretty soon, they're driving right by the road to Camp Crystal Lake. And she knows she's in danger. And so her first reaction is not to start punching the driver. Fucking do this to me. I swear to God, that's it. Just go, I think we passed it. I'm scared. Come on. Why are you doing this? Then she finally makes a smart move and jumps out and then proceeds to have the slowest run I've ever seen in my entire life through the woods. Your leg wasn't broken, bitch. Come on. There was no bone hanging out. Come on. She finally falls by a tree. She stumbles up. She gets her throat slit by an unseen assailant. And the unseen assailant terrorizes Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake. Nothing much happens with the counselors. They play strip Monopoly because they're bored. They don't really even strip, so that's not interesting. I think the jerk off, the little, one who runs around in his underwear and, does funny impressions and shit like that, but no girl wants to fuck him. He pretends to drown when they're doing swimming or something like that, and then the girl gives him mouth to mouth and he starts holding her. And that's kind of rapey too, but whatever. It's the 80s. It's fine. And a storm is coming. There's a big thunderstorm coming, so they all have to go hide in their cabins or whatever. And there's a crazy guy, Crazy Ralph, town drunk or town meth head, I don't know, who shows up on his bicycle and nobody gets too alarmed. He's in their cabinet at one point, in the kitchen. Alice and this other girl, I think Marcy, screamed. He's like, you're all doomed. You're doomed. This place got a death curse. You're doomed. I would have been like, why did they not have a bat? You're doomed. Oh, seriously, this guy was in our house. Fuck. Yeah, just kill him. Throw him in the lake. People die here all the time. And so people start getting picked off one by one. You've got Brenda, who is out in the middle of the night because she hears a child screaming, even though there are no children at the camp yet. So why? Help me out. She hears a voice, which is kind of creepy. And she's going with her flashlight. Hello. And she has no bat. She has no knife. Nothing to help the kid with. Or there's no cell phone. So I don't know what she's going to fucking do. And finally she stumbles into the archery range. Lights turn on and she's killed off camera, presumably with, archery, or I don't know. She was killed off camera. Annie's throat was slit earlier. Kevin Bacon and Marcy are having a good sex, having some fun sex. She's naked and everything's fun. And she decides to go, finally shower. She's done that before sex and after. I mean, how nasty is she? I don't know, whatever. So she wanders off to the shower room. Meanwhile, he's sitting there smoking a joint. Oh, and the fucking idiot, the comic relief guy. He had heard a voice earlier in a cabin. He's like, hello. He decides it's a good idea. Another genius. Go in there, check it out. And you don't hear from him again until you see Kevin Bacon smoking a joint with his sexy, tank top on, a little hot bitch. And the dead guy, Ted, the jokester, is on the bunk above him. Didn't they smell him? How long had he been dead? But why didn't the blood start coming down before? He had Marcy on top of him, or maybe he was on top of her. Why wasn't the blood hitting his ass or his back? What the fuck is that? Did you bring extra lube? What's going on? No, it's okay. So finally the blood starts trickling down. He looks up, hand comes over, grabs his forehead, and an arrow is impaled through his jugular. And yeah, he dies. Marcy's in the bathroom singing and doing some weird, script read. She's quoting a movie or something. She's like, and that's why I was a star. Nobody knows why. And she hears a noise in the shower area. So she goes and looks, opens a curtain, and an axe raises from behind, hits her right in the fucking face. Axe to the face. Gotta love it. Mr. Christie, who had been gone because he was probably trying to rape chicks out of town. I think there's some rapes going on over there. He gets a ride from the sheriff halfway back because he's at a diner. Maybe a failed rape attempt happened. I don't know. And he's just talking about, oh yeah, it's a full moon and it's Friday the 13th. So you're fucked. Just leave. The cop's like, well, statistically there's more rapes, robberies, murders on, a full moon and it's Friday the 13th. So yeah, you sure you want to go back? You sure? We could just sit here and hug each other. Come on. Let's whisper sweet nothings in each other's ear. Come on. Why go back there? Fuck those kids. Yo, you're after that girl, the raper. Okay, I get it. So he starts walking back after the cop drops him off at a certain point, and someone puts a flashlight on him, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? He seems to recognize the person. POV shot again. not knife, I guess, apparently. And then, who else? I'm thinking anybody else died. Then, Alice is sitting there. She's so annoying. Alice is the most annoying character on the planet. She's the worst fucking last final girl I've ever seen in my entire life. Brenda's like missing. She thinks she heard screaming. And Bill, Bill, her soon-to-be love interest, Bill, is going to go and check, because the lights have gone on and out or something like that. He's going to go check the generator. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The lights did go out. And she's like, I want to go with you, Bill, please. Can I go with you? Please, Bill, please. I'm a woman. I need permission. Bill, can I go with you? And he's like, I'll be right back. Don't worry about it, with his flannel. And he walks out. And she decides to, have a nap. And people are missing. She's terrified, but a nap is in order. Okay. So she takes a nap. And Bill is checking the generator. I don't think he knew what he was doing. He was, this pipe goes into here. And where's the batteries? Are double A's or what? Somebody comes up behind him. Alice wakes up from a dream. She's like, ah! And she decides to go make coffee. Why not? People are missing still. She's like concerned making coffee. Longest coffee making scene ever. She's putting shit in. She's stirring. She's looking around nervous. All of a sudden, she decides, I better go look for Bill. Puts on a poncho. Bill. She looks at the generator. Doesn't see him there. Door is open. Door closes. Bill is pegged to the fucking board, to the door board. Pegged. He's got arrows through his eyes, arrows through his crotch, arrows everywhere. And so she starts screaming. Great idea. Scream. Let everybody know where you are. She's like, you could just track her. The killer might as well, but wait for her to scream. Okay. Yeah, she's closer. Okay. She's screaming still. Yeah, she's screaming still. I got her. I know where the bitch is. She runs in the house. It's the longest, most pathetic thing ever into the cabin. She's like, I'm in the house. She throws magazines against the door. She tips a bookshelf or two chairs. I'm not going to do fucking anything. She's like, She ties a rope around the fucking door over a beam. And she's like, Put that energy into running, bitch. Run. Just keep running away from that camp. Why are you going back there? Run. Book it. Book it at that point. Book it and keep pivot and stuff like that. So she's sitting there and she's like, oh, God, it's so scary. And then Brenda comes flying through the window and she screams. And again, another funny segment with her is she is so horrified that her friend Brenda is lying on the kitchen floor that she can't move. She can't run away. She has to crawl around her. She's like, and then her fucking poncho, her raincoat, gets stuck in the oven. And she has to she's all of a sudden she has cerebral palsy. She's like, She runs, she sees flashing lights, and she's like, oh, car, sweet, here to save the day. Comes out, and an old lady who looks like, I don't know, she kind of looks like your demented aunt, Pamela Voorhees, Jason's mommy. Yeah, Jason wasn't the killer. We know that from Scream, but we also know it if you watch the movie. Comes out, played by Betsy Palmer, and she's like, the girl goes, the first thing she says is not like, oh my God, help me, whatever. She goes, who are you? And she goes, oh, I'm Mrs. Voorhees, an old friend of the Christies. Then the girl's like, oh, cool, that means something to me. So she runs in her arms, hugs her, and says, oh, good, dear, I don't understand. What's wrong with you, dear? What's with your mushroom haircut? Oh, God, what's happening, right? She's like, he's dead, she's dead. Oh, I can't know. She's like, okay, I'll go look. Red flag number one. The person wants to go look. They're the killer. Mrs. Voorhees is the killer. This woman has killed everybody. How she posted them all up on, Steve Christie was hanging from a fucking, rope and shit like that. Bill is pegged to a door, but she must be the strongest geriatric grandma that's ever lived on this planet. She looked like a big woman, but not that fucking big. She have a dude helping her or something? Maybe, her retarded son Jason was wandering around. She's like, don't tell anybody you're alive. Here, help me peg this bastard to the thing. Yeah. Oh, then do mommy a favor. I love decoration. Can you just throw Mr. Christie over that tree so he kind of swings down at the right time? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. No. Love you too. Yeah. Love you. Get away from me. You're ugly. You're deformed. So we get to the big scene where they're in the house and Alice follows her in. Doesn't think to take the Jeep, even though it's still running. I think the keys are in it. Could have gone, but no. And then Mrs. Voorhees' big scene comes where she's like, oh my God, oh heavens to Betsy, who could have done this to this girl? It's her. It's like, do you know that a young boy drowned here? The councils were off making love. They weren't paying any attention when that young boy drowned. His name was Jason. I was working here the day that it happened, preparing meals. I was the cook. Jason should have been watched every minute. Grabs the girl, all psycho-like too. He wasn't a very good swimmer. We can go now. Dear. Try to take your face off. You could tell she flipped out. The girl's like, I think we should wait for Mr. Christie. Do you think we should wait for Mr. Christie? What is wrong with this chick? Was she fucking bitch? You did this shit, didn't you? Book. No. And then she starts hearing the voices. The Pamela, Mrs. Voorhees. Starts hearing, you see images of the little boy Jason drowning. It's like, you see a young boy drowned here, and Jason was my son. Today it's Friday the 13th, it's his birthday, and surprise, I'm going to kill you. So Jason in her head is popping up and out of the water, and she's like, I will help you, Jason, I will. Kill her, Mommy, kill her. She's speaking for her dead son at this point, and, we're supposed to believe everything's okay. So she chases her through the woods and all that shit, and she gets Alice in this fucking, like, little, I don't know, like a archery, no, it's like a storage shed. Comes in there, now this old bitch comes in there like, you're mine, let's go. Comes in at her like this. What does this chick think to do? She gets a gun, but she can't get the bullets because the bullets are locked up. Why didn't you have the keys at that point? But she's got the fucking gun. She doesn't think to swing it at this old woman. She drops it and starts throwing like balls of yarn at her and pennies or some shit, like little stuff. And the woman's acting like it's something. That penny doesn't hurt me. I'm sassy and I love it. Come on, little bitch, try harder. She bitch slaps the crap out of Alice, who decides to just give up and lean against the wall, like, don't hurt me. You're like 19 years old. What's wrong with you? She literally slaps her 80 times, throws her in a chair, bitch slaps her some more, throws her around. Finally, Alice gets some sense and uses, I think, a fire poker or something like that, and hits her right in the pussy. Hits her in the old lady pussy. She's like, oh! I think the woman had balls because she acted like it hurt a lot. She went, you dirty fucking bitch. Fuck you, lady, fuck you. So she falls against some mats. I mean, don't finish her off or anything. Don't start beating her while she's down and all that. Just run away. She runs away again. They're hiding and all this. And eventually gets back to the main cabin. Alice is hiding again. She decides not to keep running. Why run? Hide in a closet where someone can get you and there's no way out. And she's got a pan. But she's got a frying pan. So, she's going to bake something or, So the old lady chops the door halfway down and then sees her, opens the door, swings the machete. Alice hits her in the head with the pan and thinks she's dead. Even though there's a little trickle of blood, she's just dead. Fucking don't keep hitting her till her face is bashed in. Don't go get a knife and then cut her head off. She's dead. She's gotta be dead. All right? No, she just leaves her. And then she decides to go have a rest by the beach. Not keep running or walk down the road trying to flag somebody for help. Just, and she's not even crying or anything. She's not like so upset. She's like, bummer. This didn't turn out. I wanted to fuck Bill. I did. I wanted to fuck Bill. I really wanted to fuck Bill. This bitch ruined it. This is good. This is suck. How am I gonna explain? I have to clean up all these dead bodies in the morning. So she's sitting there and all of a sudden you see a shadow behind her and the music kicks up and there's a cat fight. The old lady beats her ass, basically. Old lady whooped her ass. Like they're rolling around the floor and she threw Alice onto the beach and starts bashing her face into the sand. You can hear it. She must have really done it in real life. You hear boom, boom. And then finally Alice gets up, grabs the machete that she dropped during their struggle, chops her head off. The woman reaches for her own head, and Alice is like, and then she drops it. Alice is like, ah. So, of course, she goes and runs for help and, flags down any truck. Oh, no, she doesn't. She gets in the canoe. Because why not at this point? Get in the canoe and just paddle yourself out. And she falls asleep. After all that shit, could you fall asleep? She falls asleep in the canoe. Next day, she wakes up. Police are there. She sees them from across the lane. The big scare comes. She starts touching the water. And, oh, God, I'm still alive. And then Jason's ass, the 13-year-old Mongoloid, he's like all retarded and deformed or something like that, comes up from behind her, drags her under from the canoe, and she wakes up in the hospital. Basically, they're like, what do you remember? She gets a shot in the butt for some reason we have to see. I don't know why. And they're like, so tell us what you remember about all your dead friends. She's like, are they all dead? He's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, shit. And he's like, she goes, what about the boy Jason? Is he dead too? He's like, boy, we're being gender neutral here. It's an it. No, I'm kidding. Like, what boy? And she's like, Jason, the one who attacked me. That crazy bitch's son who pulled me in the lake. And he's like, up the medicine, give her another shot. She's crazy. They both look at her like, we didn't see any boy. We don't know what you're talking about. You're weird. And she's like, then he's still there. Set up for the sequel where Jason comes in and has ridden the series out since. The movie is horribly bad, but in a good way. It's good fun. It's a little lengthy when I think about it. There's lots of scenes where nothing is happening. I mean, just nothing. I mean, the whole coffee making scene and all that. The whole, people wander around way too much in this movie. The kills are what it's known for. It's the first to show really graphic depictions of, slasher murders. I mean, in a broad American release at least. Halloween didn't show anything really. This one did. And yeah, the reveal as Mrs. Voorhees is the killer is good, except they didn't give any red herrings of other people could be in the meantime. The only thing I could think was maybe they thought we were going to think it's Steve Christie, the creepy pervy looking porno star who's like touching on every girl he can, the camp owner. But they never really did a good job of, making a murder mystery where we're like, oh shit, it's her. Oh fuck. It's just like, who is this old woman showing up? Oh, she's crazy. She did it? All right. Okay, I'm invested at this point. I'm gonna go home by now. I mean, so I would say after all, it wasn't that good of a movie. It was pretty good. It's a great bad movie, if that makes any sense. I preferred part 2 much better. Had a reliable heroine who knows what the fuck she was doing, who didn't scream and cry every 5 seconds, actually kick some ass. And I liked most of the sequels a lot better. So that's my retro review on Friday the 13th. Yeah, that girl, the main one. Just, I wanted to kill her after this movie was over. But yeah, if you have anything I should react to, TV show, movie, music, whatever the fuck, put it here in the comments. I'll be looking. Oh, my rating for it. It gets, out of 5 dildos, 5 hard black dildos, large ones, it gets 2.5 dildos. A little dated, but still a good B movie. So 2.5 dildos for Friday the 13th, 1980.